De acuerdo, pues hoy tenemos a Venti. ¿Por qué no? Secreto de la infancia. Atrapado en una tierra sin viento. Dirígete a la plaza con la estatua del arconte. Ahí en Mondstadt. Vale, pues ya está.
Hey, look over there! She's all by herself, right? Because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with somebody else. Paimon's creeped out.
Yo también tenía un amigo imaginario cuando era pequeño.
What? You mean you used to act like that too? So is this an invisible friend who hangs out with you sometimes? Or do they just exist in your imagination?
Imaginario significa que está dentro de tu imaginación.
Imaginary. Oh, you must mean imagined friend, right? Why didn't you just say so? So, this imaginary friend of yours, when does Paimon get to meet them?
Hace tiempo que no aparece.
Seriously? So, imaginary friends just disappear when you grow up?
Lamentablemente sí.
Oh, Paimon was looking forward to meeting yours. Hey, don't suppose your sister has an imaginary friend too?
Seguramente.
No way! You guys are so lucky! Because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a 4-player game, but it seems you guys could play it with just the 2 of you.
Oh, Traveler. Fancy meeting you here.
Tone-deaf bard. What are you doing here?
I'm here because Lisa has been making some exciting new contraptions.
Why does the thought of Lisa's contraptions make Paimon so nervous?
Come now, that's no way to speak about the elegant Miss Lisa. For this particular contraption, Lisa had to import some dangerous materials from Sumeru.
Dangerous?
A mí me parece un monóculo normal.
I know, right? Apparently, though, it's called an Urnama detector. Sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it for a while. And also, I'm testing it out for her, to see...
Huh? Why can't Lisa use it?
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain childlike sense of wonder. Or maybe there's some other reason for it. If you want to know for sure, just ask her yourself sometime.
So, you can see them? Go on, tell us. What does his imaginary friend look like?
That would be telling. Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler. Take a look. See if you can see Nora's imaginary friend.
Do you
Oh,
see him? Do you see him?
wow, funciona.
So it does work for you too.
Paimon wants to see? Wait, but this gizmo isn't in Paimon's size. All right then, you'll just have to be Paimon's eyes on the ground. Let's go see what everyone's imaginary friends look like.
A ver cómo son. Atrapado en una tierra sin viento.
Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda floaty-headed. You know, Paimon bets she has an imaginary friend.
De acuerdo, pues vamos a visitar a Florita. A ver, Flora, estamos aquí.
There it is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora! A bloaty floaty!
Wait, imaginary friends can be plants now?
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard.
Hola, Flora, ¿puedo hacerte una pregunta?
Sure. How can I help?
¿Qué es eso que está a tu lado?
Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty? Most people can't see him. Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend. We grew up together.
No fair. Paimon hates feeling left out.
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a bloaty floaty?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be friends with a plant who could fly.
Friends with a flying plant? Why?
Because then when it's windy, you and your friend can fly off into the sky together. You gotta admit that's pretty cool.
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people like to call it. I only found out this plant existed from an explorer who told me stories of his adventures. I think his name was Stanley.
Oh, conozco a Stanley.
Stanley's an adventurer, and you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. The amazing adventures of Stanley are super famous in Mondstadt. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him to tell you some of his stories.
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But right now we have other things to attend to.
Venga, vamos a ver. Ve a Timmy. Oh,
Pretty mysterious kid.
Which child shall we interrogate next?
Paimon's
pues aquí está el pobre Timmy, que tiene un logro ocultito, en su misión diaria. Hostia, ¿qué dices?
No way!
Well, that is unexpected.
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard?
He de hablar de los ángeles guardianes, pero esto...
Paimon's freaking out right now. That thing is sure to attack us.
What say you we postpone our conversation with Timmy for the time
Vamos,
being?
Paimon, sé que estás deseando decir tu frase.
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line?
Sí, la de explorar el área de enfrente más tarde.
Seriously? Oh, alright then. How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Sí. Cuando salen las líneas rojas en el mapa, del límite del mapa, dice esa frase.
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
Hostia, mirad quién hay aquí reunido. Pero bueno.
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern or you miss out on half the fun.
Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused even if you drank alone.
If I didn't know any better, I would say you're being deliberately uncivil.
Just drink responsibly on my premises.
Oh, and if I did have one too many, what then? You'd throw me out along with the trash?
Throw you out?
You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You sold off his mansion, or maybe you've forgotten.
I see no reason to cling to things that have outlived their purpose.
Is that so? Then I trust you were most swift indeed to part with a certain vase?
Sorry, I have no recollection.
That's odd. Master Diluc, I'm sure I saw such a vase in your home. A beautiful one, unmistakable in fact.
Vale, a ver qué pasa.
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown-ups don't appear to have imaginary friends.
Like I said, a lack of childlike wonder.
Parece que los adultos son iguales en todos
So
lados.
people just stop dreaming when they grow up? Okay, well, Paimon, for one, never wants to grow up.
This raises an interesting question. At what age exactly do people's imaginary friends disappear? Let's go and check.
De acuerdo, pues ve a ver a Aileen.
How about Ellen? Someone of her age surely must have some imagination left, don't you think?
Uh-oh. Somehow, Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary.
De acuerdo, pues está justamente allí. Hola, Aileen. Aquí estamos. Coño. ¿No es Jean? No tiene sentido esto. Algo falla.
Jean? What is Jean doing here? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary friend?
Decidida a convertirse en caballero.
Yeah, she's so conscientious. It's terrifying.
Huh? Oh, hello. What are you guys doing?
Are you always training here?
You bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventures. It was incredible. It got me really pumped up. Oh, I hope I can be as outstanding as him one day.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with Master Jean?
I mean, obviously I want to become a knight. And if I got to go on an adventure with Jean herself, well, even better.
Seems Ellen really
Creo
looks
que
up
tendrás
to
mucho,
Jean.
éxito, Aileen.
Oh, thanks. I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with the honorary knight. Would you join me for some sword training?
A ver, si no queda
How
otra.
can I smash all these training dummies at once?
Hostia, no, chaval. Aquí, pues...
How can I smash all these training dummies at once?
Pero tienes aquí uno
So
delante, menos
that's how
mal.
to do it.
Hostia, esto lo odio, tío.
impressed.
Venga, cállate. Joder.
Oh, thank you.
Ha costado, ¿eh?
It's clear I still have a long way to go in my training.
So modest. I, for one, think you're quite the pro at this.
Well, I'm exhausted from training, so clearly my fitness needs some work. One day, though, I'll smash all the training dummies in Mondstadt.
Ellen, she's our girl. If
Thanks. Shoot, I got so caught up here I forgot there's something I was supposed to do today. But I'm so sore from training. I can hardly move. Honorary Knight, could you deliver a message to Jack for me?
¿Quién es Jack?
He's a friend of mine. Recently started as an adventurer. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss adventure plans. Could you let him know it'll have to be another day? If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the Temple of the Lion. He's adventuring with Stanley today. Stanley's a truly legendary adventurer, renowned in all of Mondstadt. He once set foot in the Mare Javari.
El Templo de la Leona, claro, extraño ese lugar.
Thank you so much.
Venga, vamos a llevarlo. Vale, Secreto de la infancia completado. Viento del sur y aventura, ¿de acuerdo? Ya no muestro exactamente el libreto de misiones, pero bueno. Hay que ir ahí. Hostia, chaval, que hay que meterse. De acuerdo, por dentro, Vamos al templo. Desafío un jugador. Y empezamos.
the Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing. Looks like we can't go any further. We didn't bag all the loot last time.
Not to
Mantén pulsado
worry.
para
Go
generar corriente de
out.
viento.
Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high.
De acuerdo, sí, bueno, con Venti podemos hacer eso. Hombre, es que tener a Venti sería perfecto, pero en esta cuenta no lo tengo en la cuenta americana. Pero bueno, no pasa nada, algún día quizá lo tengamos. Hombre, la verdad es que la ulti de Venti es muy buena también, tío, porque consigue agrupar a todos los enemigos en un mismo punto y eso viene muy bien, la verdad. Joder, vaya tironcitos se están pegando. Y yo que me he despertado hoy con un ligero dolorcito de cabeza. Vale, hay un cofre que obviamente hay que coger. De acuerdo.
Yahoo!
Qué maravilla, de verdad.
I see everything.
Qué auténtica maravilla. A mí Venti me encanta, tío. Y el diseño, bueno, es que es el primer arconte, pero es que es increíble el diseño que tiene. ¿Por qué no se escucha ahora? O sea, a veces los auriculares se ponen a hacer el tonto, tío. Bueno, vamos a ver, porque aquí pues hay que hacer, seguramente hay que usar la corriente de viento en ciertos lugares para llegar a otros sitios. Y hay algún cofre por arriba. No lo sé. Bueno, yo saco conclusiones, pero no tengo idea.
Are those guys?
Vale, primero este, pum, pum. Ahora voy a ser inteligente.
Think you can get away?
¡Pum! Tío, no sé dónde has disparado, pero...
Allow me.
Ah, sí, vale, vale. A veces, por ejemplo, la ulti, cuando la usaba del viajero, que era el remolino ese, se disparaba donde le daba la gana, tío. Pero bueno, es lo que hay. A ver, ya estamos aquí. Un momento, cofre. Por algún motivo primero puedo coger el cofre. Quizá cuando acabemos de hablar nos vayamos de aquí.
I was so sure I was about to die.
To be fair, So, you must be Jack the Adventurer, I assume?
Yes. Who are you?
Actually, we came looking for you.
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to join you today to plan out your next adventure together. She'll join you some other time.
Oh, I see. I feel bad you had to come all this way to find me, and then had to rescue me.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was nothing that I, Stanley, couldn't have dealt with by myself.
Whoa! You are Stanley? You are that legendary adventurer? Renowned in all of Mondstadt? Who once set foot in the Mare Javari?
The very same.
I must say, it's an honor to meet one as legendary as yourself. Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
Stanley, ¿qué opinas?
Well, I think you're now in the safe hands of Stanley, the great explorer and legend of Mondstadt. In which case, why head back now?
Okay, motion passed by unanimous consent. Let's head further in.
A ver, sigamos adelante.
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do
De
you
acuerdo,
know
no hay
who
nada,
I
¿no?
am?
Por ahí.
I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Well, your attitude says maybe you don't got that. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Mangiavari.
Enough already! Ugh. Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
A ver, ¿qué están
It's
hablando?
true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you?
No voy a tocar por si acaso. No quiero que se termine el diálogo.
You and your partner reached the Mangiavari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely. There was a deathly silence.
Bueno, me la voy a jugar. Es
A
que si
sea
no...
of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Mangiavari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of
Tío,
him
cambia a
just in
Venti,
time.
coño.
Wow. So, did he
Madre
make
mía,
it?
es una maravilla.
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more.
Uy, casi rompo
A
eso.
gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
Poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows, and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind. That's
Qué maravilla, tío. Y creo que el diálogo justo había terminado.
Small discovery. Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
Vale, bien, bien, bien. ¿Qué encontraremos? Uy, 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 uy.
What? Stanley has an imaginary friend?
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot.
Ahora que lo
and a
dices,
look
hay
of
algo extraño en
staunch
su historia.
determination. Oh, you thought so too, huh? I agree. He wasn't telling the whole story.
Please excuse me. I'll be leaving now.
Hay que tener en cuenta que de los
Bye,
arcontes,
Stanley.
sin contar a Naida, que es reciente, el único que solo tiene una historia legendaria, una misión,
Do
es
you two still have
Venti.
time to spare?
Y eso es curioso.
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. Something he's never told anyone before. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's greatest hero, Vanessa herself. The sword of brilliant valor and the shield of magnificent honor. I don't know whether you believe me, but apparently, both the sword and shield are still right here in Mondstadt, over in Dadaupa Gorge. Since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legendary weapons?
¿De verdad existen armas
You
como esas?
bet! This is Stanley we're talking about. If I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable of, maybe they'll finally come around to the idea of me being an adventurer. Right now, I'm just a rookie. My abilities are limited, and my parents don't support my goals one bit. So, what do you say? Help a guy out? I can't bring myself to tell Stanley about it, because my reasons are so, selfish. But I swear I'll give the weapons back to him as soon...
Aw, poor Jack. Let's help him out.
No podemos ignorarlo tras haber escuchado esa
Venti, you
historia.
coming too?
I don't know.
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine that I had someone fetch for me a couple years ago. Help me find these weapons, and it's all yours.
Dadaupa Gorge, was it? Let's hurry. There's no time to lose.
Ha cambiado de opinión. Este Venti solo piensa en beber. Uy, Stanley, ¿qué hace ahí? Sospechoso. A ver si... no sé, a lo mejor es el padre de Stanley. No tengo ni idea, tío. A ver, vamos a coger esto, por supuesto, y nos vamos de aquí. De acuerdo, pues nada, el objetivo es... busca la espada del valor fulgurante que está justamente ahí. A ver, aquí dentro hay un brillo. Ahí está.
Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely.
Además, se me ha muerto Scara solamente por un salto mal dado. Vaya tela. Bueno, cosas que pasan. A ver, la cogemos. Qué bonita,
Lo and behold, the Sword of Brilliant Valor.
Are you sure? Looks kind of basic to Paimon. And why would Hilly Churls be bowing down before a piece of junk like this?
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoils these hilly trolls were already celebrating.
This is in terrible shape, and it's so basic, I'm at a loss for words.
No tiene palabras, pobrecito.
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an Anemo crystal fly? If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow is mesmerizing. It truly resembles an exquisite crystal. Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you
Vaya labia
fired up
tiene el
and
bardo.
fighting back.
You're right. You're right. Then this has to be it. This is the Sword of Brilliant Valor.
So, we got our sword. Now we just need that shield. Let's scout around. It's definitely in Dadaupa Gorge, so... Huh?
Hostia,
There's somebody there.
que te han pillado.
Stanley? What's he doing here?
He's acting so weird.
What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of those Mora-spouting weasel thieves passed by.
What? Where? I want to see.
Maybe another time. We have a shield to find, remember?
Sí, sí, otro momento, amigo. A ver, bueno, pues ahora el escudo está un poquito más adelante. Vale, hemos llegado.
Lo and behold, the shield of magnificent honor.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. It's a chunk of wood. A chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached. Who in their right mind would use this as a shield?
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was just taken from a wine barrel.
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is none other than the shield of magnificent honor. Warriors wear their battle scars with pride, and shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battlefield. Is not the broken and splintered shield the one that has fought in countless wars and lived to tell the tale? Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed. Such magnificent strength of will. Is that not the true meaning of honor?
Hoy tu elocuencia está al máximo nivel,
You do have a point. Shiny new shields don't stay new and shiny for long. Okay then. Well, maybe if we ask nicely, he'll just let us take the shield of magnificent honor for free.
Sí, vamos a hablar con el gilicho.
Excuse me, Mr. Hilly Churl? Well, okay, you take it from here. Hope you've picked up some Hilly Churlian by now. If not, there's always body language.
Bien plata dada.
Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating will work after all.
Kucha pupu gusha ye. No le ha gustado. Le tenemos que dar la flor.
Oh, he did not seem to appreciate that.
Mini Biaodomu. Ya no le gusta nada, creo.
Oh no, we ticked him off big time.
No sé si hay forma de evitar que se enoje, pero bueno, da igual. A ver, amigos. Os voy a hacer una lección rápidamente. Habla con él. Venga, ¿ahora qué? ¿Tienes algo más que decir? Vete, vete, mejor.
Hey, he dropped the shield of magnificent honor and ran.
Guys, thank you so much. I can't believe I actually found them. Mom, Dad, check out the legendary weapons I found.
Bueno, pues ya está, ya es feliz.
Hey, wait! The wine, you promised! And I actually helped a lot this time. What are you doing here, Stanley? Out for a stroll?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard? Fancy that, huh?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise. We were also helping a friend look for something.
Paimon's starting to think Stanley might be a fraud.
Yo también.
Did Stanley plant the sword and shield here in advance so as to not hurt Jack's feelings?
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge. You fought battles here before, after all.
You better believe it. I can navigate this whole area with my eyes closed.
Wow. Then I admire your perseverance.
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. You guys had better watch out, though. This place is crawling with hilichurl. I'll get back to my, stroll now. Goodbye.
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to Jack, should... Although, on further reflection, I must say I'm intrigued. Someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the present instead. I wonder, if such a person was forced to take their first step towards the future, which way would they go?
What are you talking about?
I'm just musing to myself. Anyway, I propose we take a trip to Angel's Share tonight.
Pues vale, habrá que volver allí a la noche. Los dientes del león. De acuerdo. Espera que anochezca. De acuerdo, pues nada, ya se ha hecho de noche porque quedaban pocos minutos. No he tenido que adelantar la hora. Y ya está. Así que vamos a entrar a la taberna. A ver. Entra, coño. De acuerdo, siéntate al lado de Stanley. Hola, Stanley, bonito. Oh, ¿escenita?
Tell me, Stan.
Ah, no.
Tell me, what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name?
¿Habrá otro Stanley aparte de él?
Surely not. Even I've never heard tell of a second Stanley.
Oh, Stanley. It should have been me. I should have been the one to die in the Melchivari that day. Why won't your spirit come and stop me from using your name? Why, Stanley?
Buah, chaval.
If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never died in that windless corner of the world. You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend one day.
Does anyone get what's going on here?
I think our friend really did make it to the Merjavari. And I think the tragedy he encountered there was real too. But the real adventurer, the real Stanley, that was his partner, not him. The real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is called Stanley in the first place?
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt will forget all about you. So I tell you adventure stories at every opportunity. Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the Madrivari. He's the greatest adventurer there ever was, and he lives on. Stanley will never die, because I am Stanley. I am Stanley. I'm sorry, Stanley. Getting too old. Now, are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes! We're busted.
Mira, también hay 2 deluxe, no pasa nada, amigo. A ver, hablemos.
Go away. Save your questions. And just leave me in peace.
But...
Leave now. Don't make me tell you again.
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been looking for you
yo
everywhere.
también. Me alegro por ti.
I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the sword and shield. My parents are finally supporting me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent Honor for me, so I can take them out on the road.
That's wonderful! So, Jack, is this the part where you bid farewell to Mondstadt and set off on your intrepid trip traversing Tevat?
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes to go too far from home just yet. Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. They're what inspired me to become an adventurer in the first place. Stanley, Oh, you're drunk again. We'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wears off. Maybe you can tell me some more of your stories?
Stanley's really fond of that kid, don't you think?
Jack.
Jack left.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for not telling him about my secret.
Huh? All of a sudden you're facing the facts? That isn't like you.
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. His adventurous spirit is so pure. I'm just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star, full of potential. I cannot allow his dreams to be crushed.
You're not a total fraud. Stanley's adventure stories and experiences. They're all true, aren't they?
Stories? Experiences? What's the point of them anymore? To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy these days. That's my biggest secret of all, and my biggest fear. All these years, I've been living to tell his story. But his personality and the details of his life, I don't remember them clearly anymore. But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never be recovered.
Pobre hombre, la culpa lo ha estado asfixiando toda su vida.
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real Stanley isn't the living, breathing friend he knew at all. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred warrior. And that image has held him captive his entire life.
I'm too old. I never let go. But still, so much has slipped away. I'm completely and utterly worthless. No adventurer should have to go that way. No adventurer ever.
Hans Archibald.
Hey, escena.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
I can't believe it. Thank you all. And thank you, Lord Barbados. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to calm back down, but I think that I'm gonna be okay.
Buah. Bueno, de algún modo lo ha purificado, lo ha liberado de esa prisión de sentimientos.
Jack can finally go his own way. This calls for a celebration. And by celebration, I do, of course, mean...
And by libation, you mean you're not leaving this tavern till you're too drunk to walk, right?
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack still owes me some wine, though. He promised me a rare vintage in exchange for helping him out, remember? I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly. Let's meet at the usual place.
Bueno, que te vaya bien, Venti.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey, Tone Deaf Bard!
Nos vemos en donde siempre.
Hey!
Pues vale, busca lugar habitual. Bueno, primero vamos a salir a ver. Vale, pues el lugar de siempre o lugar habitual ocurre allí. Pues aquí está el lugar habitual, sobre la estatua del arconte Anemo.
You made it.
Just tell us where you meet next time, okay? We looked everywhere. So, did you at least manage to find your wine?
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector's edition vintage. When actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet.
¿Cómo que esta forma?
It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant, who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair, right? You mentioned it before.
That's right. The tyrant of the winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of storms. Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better, or tiny seeds of hope.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form? Venti, do you mean you used to look different than you do now?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley.
Oh, esto es importantísimo.
I took the form of a friend.
Esto es brutal,
In old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told, where a tyrant ruled. I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom. And we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
Bueno, no sé si es Diluc o el padre, porque según la época...
So then what? What happened to your friend?
A ver, lo mismo que con el de Stanley.
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course. The suspense is killing, Paimon.
¿Por qué no vas a recoger un par de manzanas?
Now's the time you suddenly get a craving for apples?
Getting a little peckish or something.
Sí.
Paimon's had it up to here with you.
You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze. Moments like this always take me back to a song that I first heard from him.
Te escucho.
Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.
No sé, pero tengo la sensación de que en algún momento esto va a continuar, que la legendaria esta va a tener también una segunda parte, pero a día de hoy todavía no la tiene, y eso es increíblemente curioso. Está en silencio como nunca antes. A veces incluso una ligera brisa puede volverse pesada, pero no todos los mortales son capaces de ser conscientes de un momento tan fugaz. Pues esa es mi teoría, en algún momento seguiremos conociendo más la historia a fondo de todo esto.